Welcome to Project Agora. This is a student-led podcast where we explore a wide range of captivating topics. In this series, we'll discuss brain science, effective study techniques, the impact of social media, and the fascinating connections between AI and human cognition. Join us as we share insights and learn together. Hello and welcome to today's podcast, where we'll be talking about how social media impacts the teenage brain. Today we've got Chloe, Damon, George, and Selena here to share their thoughts with us. Without further ado, let's get started. Damon, over to you.
Thanks, I'm Damon, today's moderator. Social media is something we all use, but it has a big impact on how we think and feel. Let's start with Selena. What have you noticed?
I have noticed that social media can seriously mess with our sleep. We spend so much time on our phones, especially at night, and the blue light tricks our brain into thinking it's still daytime, making it harder to fall asleep. By the time we put our phones down, we're already too tired, and that makes it harder to focus the next day.
Definitely, and that tiredness really hits hard. George, how do you think lack of sleep from screen time affects our memory?
When we don't get enough sleep, it impacts our memory a lot. We struggle to focus and it's harder to remember what we have learned in school. Sleep helps our brain process everything from the day, so if we skip that, it really affects how well we remember things and it's harder to pay attention in school.
That makes a lot of sense, George. Nighttime screen use brings both mental and physical damage. It increases our stress levels and, physically, it can affect our growth because we're not getting the proper rest we need. By avoiding social media when we should be sleeping, we not only protect our health but also improve our ability to pay attention during the day.
And speaking of focus and attention, Chloe, you have looked into multitasking. How does switching between social media and schoolwork affect us?
Multitasking makes everything harder. Scientists say that it leads to more mistakes and makes tasks longer to complete. Also, our learning becomes more superficial when we don't focus fully. So even though we think we're being efficient, we're not really doing our best work.
Yeah, it feels like we're being productive, but it just ends up slowing us down. Social media affects our self-control. It's easy to get sucked into scrolling for hours, and it can be hard to stop, right? But the more time we spend on social media, the more we lose control over when to stop. Since the frontal lobe in teens is still developing, they're generally more susceptible to distractions from social media. That's why setting limits is so important. George, you had some good tips for managing screen time.
Yes, scientists recommend avoiding screens at least an hour before bed. Turning on night mode to reduce blue light also helps. That way, we can still use social media, but we are protecting our sleep and memory.
Good advice. And Chloe, what do you think? How can we stay focused when we're feeling distracted?
Let's suppose that you're doing some work and you feel exhausted. Taking a break might be the last thing on your mind. It might feel like a waste of time. But scientists agree that stepping away from your work can help you come back more focused. Spending time in nature is great too. It rests our minds and improves attention.
Totally agree. Sometimes we just need to unplug to recharge. So, we've covered a lot today, from how social media affects our sleep and memory to multitasking and managing distractions. Damon, do you want to wrap up?
All in all, social media is double-edged. It's crucial for teens to control and set limits for themselves in order to mitigate adverse effects from social media while enjoying the benefits of it.
Social media is powerful, but as we've heard today, it's important to be mindful of how we use it. I hope this conversation helps you think about striking a balance. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.
Thank you for joining us on Project Agora. Stay inspired, stay curious. We look forward to welcoming you back next time.